Hey everybody, welcome back to the farm. This is Lisa, and today is Wednesday, and it is the day that the temperature is going to drop drastically. So I think at midnight last night, or a little after midnight, we were at 23 degrees. We had some wind, and this morning at 6:30, we were at 18 degrees, and right now it is 11 a.m. and we are at -3. So we're supposed to drop as low as -60 wind chill. So we're going to take you along for some highlights. So coming along. Right now it's snowing and everybody is in their houses. And I'm sorry, but it's so cold. I'm not going out right now because I'm going to have to go out in a minute and do chores. Here's an update for you. Just trying to get past everything because this was not the original plan. Norman is in our wood room. And that is because we put him with, it's about 30, a little under 30 in here. He was with his mom and his aunt, and they got really rough with him. And they blocked the barn and didn't let him in. So he ended up shivering, so we had to bring him inside and do something. So here he is. Okay, so right now I'm going to get dressed for chores. I just got to get my boots on, and we're going to go do chores. I'm probably not going to bring you along because I think my phone will freeze. It's that cold out. It's cold. It's about -15 right now with the wind chill. So we'll take you along for the rest. It's supposed to get really bad tonight. The chickens and the turkeys just got some hot oatmeal with cracked corn in it, and the pigs just got their food along with some corn in it, and they finish eating and they go in. Eleanor's already in, so we'll be back in a little bit. Hey guys, so it is evening chore time, and it's -11 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's -24 degrees with the wind chill. So the pigs have been in their houses all day except for feeding, and the chickens got cracked corn and hot oatmeal earlier with the turkeys, and so I'm going to check on everybody. I'll try to get as many clips as I can. Just hard to do that when I have a glove on and I'm carrying buckets. So come on. Here's one of our stock tanks, and our stock tank heater is running, but as you can see, it's so cold it can't keep up, even though it's rated for that tank. So I'm going to break that up and remove the ice. So the boys have got their feed, and they'll go back in their house when they're done. I got their ice broken up. The turkeys have a nice warm barn, but insist on being out here, so I'm going to keep an eye on them. But as you can see, they tuck their heads in, and they've been inside most of the day. And same thing with the girls. The girls have a barn that we've put them in Norman's, and there's a lot of shavings, and they've been inside. So I'm going to go and check on the chickens. Most of the chickens are being pretty smart about it. We've got the 4 new ones that got integrated, and they're out here, which I'll make sure they go in for the night. But we have the door closed to the outside run, so that way they're out of the elements. And I've got the curtain here that is one of those insulated curtains just to keep draft out, but everybody's looking good. We've got a water heater going in every animal water, and with these temps, we just cannot keep up. And we've probably got about 2 inches of ice on the top. I've got a bucket of hot water I'm going to throw in there and hope prevent it from refreezing, but I just keep coming out, and I don't know, in about a half hour I broke it up 3 or 4 times. It froze over. And but we're out here checking on the pigs. Grant last night, you could see, I don't know if you can see all the blood in the feeder. I can't clean it out because it's too cold, but Grant's got a wet nose, and the wet nose in cold weather doesn't go well, so Grant's got a bit of a bloody nose, but he's doing okay. We're keeping an eye on him. Sherman's doing good. Sherman, don't bite that. Jeez. But we're hanging in. Last night, everybody had frost on their backs, and which is a good thing, but we added 2 more bags of shavings to the houses, and we're keeping them warm. No frost today, but it's getting warmer that the sun's out, thankfully. Turkeys have been good, eating alfalfa hay and going in and out on their own, so we haven't had to lock them in. Gave them oatmeal and corn, hot oatmeal and corn in it, and they're doing pretty good. And the girls are doing good, and they're the ones I'm worried about because they, what they call, blew their coats after they farrowed. So their coats are not as thick as they should be, or could be. And so you can see they've got lots of hay, and we're holding in there. Oh, I had to put my glasses up because I can't see a darn thing. So I don't know where I'm looking at this point on the camera. I woke up this morning and it was about 6:20, and it was minus 22 degrees, and we had a wind chill of minus 47. North of us, a friend of mine who's a farmer had negative 57. Over 100 motorists were stranded, had to be rescued off Interstate 90 last night. There were blizzard conditions and accidents like crazy. And with the highway blocked up like that, engines stopped working because of the cold. So serious life-threatening cold. The animals are in survival mode right now. Our pigs do really well in the cold, but this is even testing them because they are not used to this kind of temperature, I am not. I've never felt anything this cold in my life. And I've always lived in cold climates. So we've got about another 24 hours of this, and we're just feeding, and breaking ice. And that's all we're doing. And we're probably outside a lot more than we normally would be in winter because we're having to check on everybody. So, but everybody's holding up good, so far, which is good. And I'm going in because I'm cold. See you guys soon. So Grant's got a bloody snout. It's getting worse. So Ryan's going to come down and take a look at it, see what he did. I won't get any of it on footage though. It's Thursday evening and I'm coming out to do chores, and it's minus 13 and it's minus 37 with the wind chill, but everybody's doing good. Nobody's lethargic. Turkeys are being smart and standing on the hay I threw in there. I'm going to throw some more hay in there for them. But you can see everybody's doing good. Grant's doing much better. Ryan and I wrestled him in the barn, and he's got a superficial wound on the side of his snout, and he probably cut it on the ice in the trough, which I'm going to try and break up now, but it's about 1 inch or 2 thick. I moved the heater over to this side just to try and keep it open, but I can't get it out of there, so that's probably how he did it. But the worst is behind us. We're still going to be really cold tonight, but hopefully not that negative 47 garbage. The chickens are doing good. I just gave them some corn, so they're doing good. And they got fresh water and some hay on the ground. So I know it's kind of dark. You can't really see me, But everybody got fed and they're all set. It's just cold. But everybody's good. And so I think what a lot of people don't realize is when it's cold out like this, you're out here more often than you are indoors. And so we've been out here constantly all day, checking on animals, breaking ice, all that stuff. And I don't have a complaint because it's been great. My biggest complaint is that the weather is just freaking brutal. And this is just not normal for us at all. So we will bring you back in the morning. I think we've got less than 24 hours of this. And like I said, I'm kind of muffled because I got my face mask on. I had to take my glasses off because I can't see through the fog lenses. So, but thank God everybody's doing okay. I'm just grateful that all the animals are okay because we can go inside, we can get bundled up, we can get warm. They're out here all the time. So incredibly resilient creatures, let me tell you something. You know, the chickens, it was minus 20 something in their coop this morning. It was minus 47 this morning. And the chickens did great. So no need to baby your chickens, because if you get breeds that are designed for your climate, they're going to do well. And these cooney pigs and these bourbon red turkeys are just, everybody's making me really happy at how resilient they are. So we'll be back tomorrow. So I'm out here feeding the pigs again. It's about 8 o'clock at night, minus 13 and about minus 37 wind chill. And the tank's frozen again, so let me break that up. And again, mind you, we have a heater. And Sherman's glad we broke it up for him. Poor guys, they're so resilient. Amazing. All right, so these guys are eating. I got the water and the girls are eating, and now I'm gonna check on the chickens, and then we're gonna call it a night, and we're gonna pray again for tonight because it's gonna be brutally cold. And then tomorrow, guys, we're gonna get relief. Can't wait. Had enough. Let me show you how resilient bourbon red turkeys are. They got their heads tucked, and there they are. And they have a coop. They can go in if they want, but they're doing good. And there's the 4 girls that we transitioned in. And they're out here on the indoor run roosts. And I'm going to carry them in, put them in the coop, and then close them in for the night. The chickens are closed in for the night. Gosh, you can see the steam. We've got frost on the inside, but everybody's doing good. And these cheap solar lights are the bomb. They're like 10 bucks for 2, and we love them. So we're gonna head on back. It is Friday, and we've made it through. Everybody seems okay. Grant's a little off. Can't really put my finger on it, but he's a little off. You know, when you have your animals, you know what their behavior is, and his behavior is a little weird. So it is about 7 degrees now, and luckily with the wind chill, we're only at about 6. The sun is out. It is glorious, as you can see. Thank you. Hallelujah. We have made it through the worst of it. Tomorrow we should be at 32 degrees. Thank you. But yeah, it was really rough there. We spent a lot more time outside than we did inside. But let's go. I'm going to go give the pigs a midday feed, and then we'll start to back off their feed because they don't need as much. The boys were really not happy with the dry feed, but when it was so cold, we had to give dry. But they're surviving. So I think part of it is it's getting warmer. They also don't need as much food for energy. So I've got some oatmeal here and some feed with some corn for the pigs, and let's give it to them now. Turkeys just got some hot oatmeal and they're loving it. If I put it on a plastic tray, they just will not eat off the plastic tray. But if I throw it on the ground on the hay, they'll eat it. So that's what they're getting now, and they're liking it. Helps warm them up a little. Although now it's not too bad at all. These guys are super hardy. She just went inside because she got a piece with hay in it. Oh yeah, these guys are much happier with some wettish food. They're doing good. I mean, look at this ice. Ugh. And we're talking, it's thick. So I'm going to try and break that up now, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get this drained, because we haven't been able to get water down here. We've just been taking buckets of hot water and pouring it in there. But we really need to get this cleaned out. So hopefully tomorrow's the day, because you could see the ice. We can't even move the tank at this point. So that's going to be a major issue, because the tank is just frozen into the ground. So the cold will continue, or the cold problems will continue. What a difference the temperature makes, because even with how cold it is right now, I was able to hit that ice and break most of it off. But I can't wait till tomorrow when we can get this cleaned out and refilled with good water. It's just awful. The girls are doing well. I've been taking the feces out of their pen and throwing it over. And we'll clean up that mess when we're done. But the main thing is they're doing good. They too need water. Their bowls have been iced over. Except for that 2-gallon one has been great. Chickens are doing good. They got their oatmeal, plenty of feed. That feeder's full. They got water. So we are so thankful to be on the other side of this. Whew, so I'm just going to check for eggs and go back inside. Norman, please stop biting my feet. Oh, you're warm. And there he goes. Big flop. Big flop. Big flop. All right, well, I cleaned your room out. Now it's time for some hay. Well, here you go. Yep. You got hay in your house, because it's a lot easier for me to clean up. What are you doing to my leg? And you can eat your bedding or you can lay in it, and then here's your hay. Here. Well, the good news is we survived. I think the worst thing we had was some chickens have frostbite on their wattles and combs. The reality of it is they tuck their heads in their wings, and that creates moisture. And when it is that cold out, there's no way you're going to reduce all the moisture. We do everything we can. But other than that, they are troopers. The good news is we had girls going through molt, pretty hard molt, during that weather. And so with everybody surviving, that's really cool. The other thing that I think was hilarious about this whole thing was being in Grant and Sherman's barn. We know that it's not a tall barn where you can navigate it. So I think the funniest part about all of it that I don't have on camera was us being dressed with so much clothing on and trying to wrestle a pig and assess his nose. But, you know, you do what you got to do. So Happy New Year, everybody. Hope this gave you a good idea of what it's like to farm and homestead in frigid cold weather. So have a great day, everybody. Take care.